to kick this off, because this is an exciting webcast, Erica, our placement director,
Yes.
and you've been with me and Dave Kaiser on APC Social Hour.
Yep.
And tell us a little bit about yourself for those who may not know you and what you do at AAPC.
Sure. So I'm still new. I'm not the newest on the block, but I've been here probably over 3 months. Came from education world and recruiting and staffing, high volume. So as the placement director here at AAPC, I'm really helping with extern and job placement and partnering with employers like Mike right here from the Judge Group. So making sure that I know what students need and aligning them, whether they need the extern hands-on experience or they need help searching for work, they need help finding their dream job, or at least their stepping stone, their first step in the door, just to get, more experience really. And that's what we're, here to talk about, this exciting opportunity for sure, and a partner.
All right. Awesome. Thank you so much, Erica. If you're a CPC-A looking for your first position, let us know in the comments. Let us know where you're from, and when let us know when you received or earned your CPC-A credential. We'd love to see that. Then we have Erica's buddy, Mike Press from the Judge Group. We just met, but Mike, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure thing, Alex. So my name is Mike Press. I am originally from the South New Jersey, Philadelphia area. Went to college around here, high school around here. Started working for Judge 18 years ago. Judge is a local company to where I live, I started here as an IT recruiter back in 2007, and did that, moved my way up the ranks, became a manager, ran an office here and there, and then in 2020 they asked me if I would come over and take an experimental training program and my knowledge of the industry and the company to the healthcare side, because we had experiencing a lot of growth. We needed structure, needed to build more. So I gladly accepted that position, and this September 21st will be 5 years here in the healthcare group. And with that, I needed to really give myself a crash course in all things healthcare, and a large chunk of that was medical coding and risk adjustment and things like that, and billing. And so I really kind of jumped headfirst into that. And currently, to date, I think I don't know the exact number, but I know Judge has employed close to about 8,000 coders in some form, shape, or form, whether it's direct placement, whether it's contingent labor on a project, whether it's short-term labor, whether it's for audits. I mean, so I believe over the last, I think, 9 or 10 years, it's been about 8,000. So we have a pretty good grip on this world. And we're at AAPC every year, we're at HEALTHCON every year. So we're at Rise every year. So we're really ingrained in that community, and we love it.
I warned Erica before we went live that I'm a very curious person. Mike, does the Judge Group recruit for revenue cycle, healthcare revenue cycle professionals only, or is it like you do a lot of different
Everything.
roles?
We do
Clinical.
RNs, we do nurse practitioners, we do medical assistants, we do front office, we do nurse NAs, CNAs, we do physicians, we do, all kinds of therapy. We do educational support services. We do people in labs, people in, pathology. We do imaging. We do mammography. We do labor and delivery. We do everything. There's pretty much nothing we don't do when it comes to healthcare, clinical and non-clinical. So we're pretty much all over the place.
Amazing. I remember when I came in, when I was in recruitment, the Judge Group was like one of my competitors. Like, we were just trying to be as big, because I came into a smaller staffing company, and I'm like, I see the Judge Group everywhere. They are recruiting, they are filling all these roles. I got to beat them. But yeah,
I'm definitely standing on people's shoulders. I didn't create, I had a lot to draw from. So I'm indebted to the people that came before me, because the company wouldn't be what it is without them. So, but yeah, I was tasked with seeing how it was and making it bigger, better, and faster. And I do that every day. I have a great team around me, great managers and leads that I work with, great team of recruiters, salespeople. We're really happy with the team we've built over the last couple of years.
We've seen a lot of spam recruiters on Facebook these days. It's awful, and I daily, maybe even every hour or two, there seems to be another one sneaking through our group. But if you see something from the Judge Group with a legitimate email or URL link, that's a good link. You want to go check out Judge Group. And we're here to talk about some specific opportunities for CPC-As. Erica, would you tell us a little bit about our partnership with the Judge Group and about these roles?
Sure. We have a new exciting partnership with the Judge Group because they have so many opportunities right now to fill with their clients. And we've established a partnership to really help them hire and hire quick. And we have certified medical billers and coders, and that's what they need. And their partnership is so crucial to help them fill what they have with their employers. And, Mike can tell you a little bit about that. We don't talk specifics in terms of, who that employer is they might be filling, but it could be large hospitals, right, Mike? I mean,
Mhm.
you've got some great contracts with employers. And I know you can probably tell us about this too, Mike, with the staffing agency side. I know I came from that world. Filling those roles could be quicker. It could be a
Yes.
quicker process just because there's so many opportunities, and you probably have to move so fast just
Mhm.
to make sure you get enough in the door that are qualified and are a good match, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's to that, um, we are, a lot of the clients allow us to make the hiring decisions for them because the engagements are so large. As Erica mentioned, the turnaround is so quick. They have multiple classes that they start under the same initiative, but they do have a deadline. I mean, everybody knows, with yeah, everybody on this stream knows exactly what that means. So we have to be skilled in our qualification process and our knowledge of the industry, and also we look for good work history. We video screen everybody to make, because during training for a lot of these companies, they're on video. And they want to make sure that people are professional and they present. Also, are you going to be there? Are you going to be present? I mean, I can't tell you how many times we see an email from a client, hey, please term so and so, because they didn't show up or they left mid training or they were whatever, not
Mhm.
unprofessional. So we really take the majority of the time that we spend in that process is vetting people, making sure. And then there is a background check and onboarding process that can get tedious depending on the amount of paperwork you have to fill out, but it's a necessary part of the process, and we do shepherd everybody through that. But yeah, as you said, Erica, it's very
Mhm.
important for us to find the best talent fastest.
Right.
And the partnership the recent partnership we've struck with AAPC has been very beneficial. We're able to post on your site. We're able to work with you on some people who've recently gotten their certifications, and luckily our clients are very sympathetic to people who have that A next to their certification. They want to see that removed as much as you do. And the only way to
Right.
get that is through experience. So they're very sympathetic in that. They have great training programs. Our clients do. They have great frontline managers. So, we're very happy to be partnered with them.
That's great. And the need you have right now for medical coders, this is a remote opportunity, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
All of our coding is remote, except
Okay.
there's one small client that we have that requires remote, but it's inpatient, outpatient, and they need the people to be in that department. I don't know why. Maybe
Yeah.
there's a hospital, so maybe they want them to be close to the doctor. I don't know
Right.
why, but it's a 3-day in, 2-day remote, but that's just local to us. But it's like 5 or 6 here and there. It's not
Right.
hundreds like we have in other clients. So we have one that's got 400. That's E&M right now with one of them. We
Great.
have about 800 that's HCC. We have 2 RAD-V projects going. They're going to total about 500. So I mean, we have a lot, but that RAD-V is not coding. It's the call center, but it's still in that space. But we have tons. We have
Yeah.
lots and lots and lots of needs right now.
So exciting.
May I ask, just for clarification, Judge Group is looking for CPC-As, many. I don't know if we're allowed to say how many, but you're looking for CPC-As to help with some employment needs for some of your clients right now.
Correct. Yep. And they
Mhm.
would be, so anybody that we work with or hire would be our employee. They'll be a judge employee, and then you would be subcontract to work for or at one of our clients. So in this case, it will be remote work, and they ship you all the equipment, and there's everything there. Everything you need is there.
And you can probably add that these are technically full-time contract roles. So that's the right way to say it, right?
Yeah. So
Okay.
people get a little confused. People think full time is direct hire or a
Right.
salaried role, but full time in the staffing world means it's a 40-hour week job.
Yes.
So these are full-time, 40-hour per week jobs. They don't allow overtime because there are so many people on this. They have to keep it within budget. And a lot of times people are employed in states like Illinois, California, things like that, where they have different overtime laws. So that they can't afford it into the cost. So they did just use straight pay.
Right. And
Mike,
then
I'm
go ahead,
oh,
Alex. No, go ahead, Ken.
I was going to ask, I'm going to drop, if that's okay, I'm going to drop the Judge Group link that you shared with me earlier into the
Great.
chat.
That'd be awesome.
What jobs should our CPCAs be looking for?
You can use HCC, you can use the word coder. You can do probably CPC might work. I'd have to look at the actual jobs themselves. They get so many posted every day. I can't keep up. But there, I would just say coder, medical coder,
Mhm.
RADV, HCC, things like that. But those are the main keywords. But the reason I sent you that full link is because I imagine that people on the stream have friends or coworkers or colleagues or people in professional or personal networks that are also in the clinical space. And there's also IT. There's our entire post, every job we have posted is lots and lots are on there. And if you know anybody and you send us somebody, we do have a referral program. So if you send us somebody and that person gets hired, even if you're not an employee of Judge, even if you're not a contractor of Judge, we'll still give you a referral bonus, and that's based on the length of the contract and how much the person's making. There is a direct ratio, so I can't just give you a number because it would be wrong essentially for the position you're looking at. But we do reward people for helping us build our network.
Mhm. And on our website, on our job postings, if we just search for the Judge Group medical coder, we could drop
Yep,
that link also, but that's
yep,
directly from our AAPC website that we
yep.
partnered up to post. And I know since we posted, I think we are up to over 1,000 applicants
Yeah,
from AAPC. So it is a big deal. So really big deal. So if you are interested, to go ahead and get directed to the website would be ideal and to apply.
excellent.
Are there roles that specifically in their job description say CPC-A? Like, how would I know? I just want to make this as easy as
Mhm.
possible for our viewers, and maybe we already have. But if I'm a CPC-A, I go into the judge group, I look for those jobs that you mentioned, Mike. Um, will they say CPC-A specifically, or
They
does it
should.
matter? Okay,
There's usually a section where it says allowed licenses and
okay,
or allowed certifications, and CPCA is in there. Now with the CPCA, they'll take a CPC, they'll take a CRC, they'll take a CSC, they'll take multiple. But the people, the thing I want people to realize is because they're looking for CPCAs, they're going to pay CPCA rates. So if you're coming in with multiple years of experience, even though they'll take you because they will gladly take someone with that much experience, they're only going to pay the same. So be careful because there are some agencies out there that will, promise you one thing, get you far down the line, and then when it comes go time, they'll say, oh, well, just the client got back to us and said the rate is this. Well, that's just a way for them to capture talent, and we don't do that. So everything we have, there are certain states that when we do post a job, we have to put the rate. I believe there's 13 states now, or maybe 12 states in Washington D.C., I believe. But certain states we don't have to. But the rates that we put and the rates we tell you are the rates you're going to get. So our one largest client, unfortunately, there is no room for a wiggle
Mhm.
at the beginning. There is maybe down the line if at the performance review time and you've been there for a while, but just to let you know, most with us, what you see is what you're going to get. So with these roles, because there's so many of them, and the budget is so tight over there, they have to keep it at a certain amount. Plus, they know people talk, and they don't want someone saying, "Oh, I got this and I got that." But
Right.
again, the longer you're there, because we do have putbacks, a lot of putbacks. We have people who've been there for years. Some people get converted. They do get different rates, but it is based on tenure. So, just make sure that when you're working with a recruiter here, that you understand that rate we put is the rate that the max rate we can bill or pay.
Makes sense.
Mhm.
And then training, you mentioned
Mhm.
training, right? I think you
Yes.
said 2 weeks training.
Yeah. So one of our
Okay.
clients has 2 weeks training. The other client has a week. One
Okay.
client we had at one time did 4 weeks, but they were working intermittently throughout it.
Right.
So it was essentially like 2 weeks worth, but spread out over 4 weeks. But yeah, all of our clients provide training.
Okay.
They teach you how to use their systems, what the expectations are. Some of these companies will track your activity when you're making sure you're working, especially if you're
Mhm.
working from home. So they let you
Right.
know everything there, and they provide equipment, so
Yes.
you're set there.
Yep.
All you need is a private workspace for HIPAA
Right.
and PHI, and then a dedicated Ethernet line also for HIPAA, so no one can sniff your wireless connection and get in there.
Yes. Yes.
Alexis Roach says, I was really happy working with the judge group when I was a CPCA. So awesome, right there,
Awesome. Thank you,
Hey,
Alexis.
testimonial.
there you go. Nice.
And I have those who don't have the A attached to their credential anymore and other credentials. I guess they are available. They can apply for jobs at the judge group as well. This is not exclusive to CPCAs. It's open
Mm,
to
that's right.
any credential pro.
Correct, because the CPCAs are the ones we have the most of. Like, for example, we had a client that they needed think 75 DRG auditors. So we needed those, and they took a bunch of different types of backgrounds. But yeah, I mean, we're not, go to that website that I sent in there, the jobs page, and that'll show you everything that we have. And you can always reach out to myself or just reach out to somebody in general and Judge, and we'll get back to you right away.
Are there part-time positions available, Mike?
Not right now. It could be because with the CMS audit and what's happening right now with the CMS and the CMS RADV audit and everything that's going on in coding world right now. Yeah, there's so much work. They just can't. They need someone. They need people to be full 40 a week.
Okay. I would like to walk through this process. If I were going to apply right now, I get off this chat and then I apply for a job or two on the Judge group. And what's the timeline? Like, how soon will I know if I move on to the next phase? All of those things, Mike. I think people would love to know.
Yeah.
Sure. So whenever you apply to a job on judge.com or LinkedIn or Indeed or Monster or anywhere where a job is posted by Judge, it goes directly to a recruiter. It doesn't sit in a box that's shared. It goes directly to the person who posted it. Now, we're human, we have things that happen. So our SLA is to reply to a posting within 2 hours, a posting response within 2 hours. But that person could be out for a day for a vacation. That person could be in the middle of something. That person could be a manager and they could be doing one-on-ones with their team. Who knows what it is, right? So we strive diligently to do that there. Now, I do answer a lot of calls, not a lot of calls, but I answer enough calls to where people are like, oh, I applied for a job 2 days ago. So I'll go in, I'll take a look at it, I'll see, and then I'll just connect them to the recruiter who posted it. And then 9 times out of 10, they call them, get submitted, and we'll see what happens. But just with an agency, just be patient with us. We are reactive and proactive, but sometimes, we just get so busy. There's only 46 of us here, or 43 of us here as far as recruiters. So, and we're working on thousands of openings. So just be patient, and it never hurts to just follow up again. And if you really want someone, you can call our main line, which is 610-667-7700, and you can talk to a recruiter in the healthcare division. It'll probably go to me, and then I will track it down from there. But we do strive to be within a day.
That's great. I wanted to add to that. So follow-up is so important, just being in the industry. Waiting is not always something that we can do, but in that respect, those that are not moving forward. So for any reason, if they're not moving forward, they're disqualified.
Yes.
Will they receive an email just letting them know you have not been, considered for this opportunity, but keep looking out, go back to the site and, maybe reapply in the future or something like that. So they will know. Okay.
Yeah. It'll be an email and or a call.
Okay.
Depending on the situation. So, sometimes people get rejected. Sometimes we don't even submit people, right? Because they're not a fit. Or sometimes people get submitted and they get rejected by the client. Or sometimes they get to the interview stage and they don't make it. Or there's things, we've had people who, unfortunately, the client has rescinded the offer because one person checked their social media. They didn't like that. Another person was filled a background check. Another person, the client just no longer had the money for the role. So things happen. And they're beyond our control because nobody wants to put people to work more than we do because we don't get paid unless people go to work, and we don't get paid unless people stay at work. So we're going to make sure we're not going to string you along. We're not going to tell you, oh, they loved you and then no offer. Right? That doesn't work that way. So we're very, very direct, and we let everybody know what's going on. We also like to help people coach. We have to coach people for interviews. If we get feedback on the interview that it was bad, we don't give them that feedback. We just say, look, the client asks us to tell you in your next interview to work on this, work on that.
Right.
And if it's certain things that are, that we can get around, and maybe the person sees more experience, we'll gladly submit them for a future role. But if there's certain things that we're like, no, unprofessionalism, excessive tardiness, things like that, we don't entertain that. So, but again, those are the exception, not the rule, which is great. But we will let you know if the client or us have decided to not move on.
Mike, our students or now certified members who are watching, they work so hard to earn that CPC-A. Like they put blood, sweat, and tears, many months, some many years to earn that credential. And I think in that they can lose focus sometimes of those soft skills needed to present themselves their best to a potential employer. So as Mike is talking about interviews, I'm just going to say to all of our members here, because Eric and I, well, everybody on this call wants
Yeah.
every one of our members to succeed.
Yes.
Bottom line, we want you to have that role you've dreamed of. But I say this to my kids who are teenagers and going in for job interviews. I'm like, overdress. Wear the guys, my boys. I'm like, wear a tie, and they always scoff at me because they're like, but you can't lose if you dress too nice, unless you're in a tuxedo or it becomes a little weird,
Yeah, it
right?
gets very Step Brothers this where you're wearing a tuxedo in the interview.
Yeah.
I understand. So, but it's funny you said that. So, um, I started my career here in the Philadelphia area, and then I was moved to San Francisco in 2012. And I was prepping a person for an interview, and I told him to wear a suit and tie. What I didn't know was I didn't know the client was extremely casual. They were a startup financial company. They wore shorts, flip-flops, and Hawaiian shirts every day. So I didn't know that. I didn't ask the account manager. I didn't know the client landscape, and that's on me. But the guy showed up in a three-piece suit, and did we lose Erica?
Uh-oh, we may have.
That's right.
Just keep going. We'll
So
catch her again.
the guy showed up in a three-piece suit, and made the interviewers very uncomfortable. So it's always important to err on the side of professionalism, always. But work with a recruiter who's going to coach you in the right direction, right? Make sure they find out, okay, this is more casual. I've had this, like, sometimes when we have nurses go in for interviews or NPs, they go in their scrubs, and that's okay. So, but it all depends. But yes, to your point, Alex, you always want to err on the side of professionalism. I'd rather have someone who's overdressed than underdressed.
Okay. Best case scenario, Mike, if I applied today and it moved as smoothly as it possibly could, how quickly would I be working?
Probably 2 weeks.
Okay.
That's if you applied today, interviewed today, got an offer today, and then send your paperwork back by tonight. That's the
Okay.
fastest, but it usually takes about 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay. My friend Lori Harmillo from Broomfield, Colorado, she says, make sure you let everyone know not to apply to Judge and CSI at the same time because they hire the same clients.
Yes, good. Yes, for one specific client, we do. So, we do have ownership rights over there, and our other client knows that. So when you are going to do that, um, we ask, have you been submitted by anybody else, specifically CSI or other companies? So because they have ownership, so the client will say to us, we've already seen this candidate from CSI, or they'll say to CSI, we've already seen them through Judge, and then they take whoever submitted them first. Now, if I don't know that, and you tell me you're trying to get a leg up, that looks bad for you. And a lot of times the client will reject that candidate and say, okay, well, they're trying to game the system. They're trying to get in there twice. That's called a double submittal. I would not do that. So make sure you keep a very tight record of who you are submitted to and through through whom, so that you can tell your recruiters, because it's the same kind of job.
Okay, great. Ismail Emira asks, is there any chance for entry level? And absolutely, that's what
Yes.
primarily this is about,
Yes.
entry level. So if you are a new CPC-A looking for that first position, check this out. Check out the Judge Group's link that I dropped into the comments of this webcast. Salary range. Someone's asking about salary range, Mike.
Well, these are hourly rates, so it would equate to about a $43,000 to $45,000 a year salary.
Okay. All right. Good start. Just, you're looking to get your foot in the door and get that experience. Get that experience to remove your apprenticeship
That's right.
designation. So, all right. Well, I don't know if we're going to see Erica again, but
Hopefully we do, but
yeah, hopefully we do. I think we've hit all of the questions, Mike.
Okay. Great.
Anything else that you would like to share as we wrap it up?
Just be honest with the recruiters you're talking to. We're here to help you. We really are. And we are only able to do as much as you're able to do. So, we can't create things out of thin air. So, if you're good at what you do, we're going to accentuate that. We're going to highlight that. If you don't have the skills, we're going to do our best to find some parallels. If not, we'll wait around until you are at that level. But we're a very honest, ethical company. We shoot you straight. We give you the best rates we get are the best rates we give. Just be honest. If you've interviewed somewhere else, if you've already interviewed there, if you're waiting for an offer, if you have an offer, like, tell us your landscape, so we know exactly how to present you and how to work with you. Because if not, there's nothing worse than expecting something and then not getting it because we weren't told. We can only ask so many questions. So that's where you have to step in as the candidate who's looking for a job and realize it's a partnership. Like we really are here to help you. Like, you know, I'm your agent in this because, like I mentioned, if you don't get paid, I get nothing. If you don't go to work, I get nothing, and I don't
Yes.
want to see that. So it's not just for money. A lot of people, all recruiters are greedy, recruiters are this. No, we're doing it to help and get paid while we're helping. Everybody that I work with here, we have a question when we interview. It's what's your motivation? And 9 times out of 10, the motivation is I like to help people because I'm a job seeker, and I know what it's like to be out there. So I know if I know that I can get paid for doing this, that's a win-win for me. And that's usually a very common answer for the people we hire. So we look for empathy. So just be reciprocal in that, and just understand that there are certain things that were beyond our control that we cannot control, but we'll do everything we can to just get that moving, and we'll make sure we communicate with you every step of the way. That's a promise.
Okay. I have heard, and I've never met you at a conference, but I've heard that you attend HealthCon or have attended HealthCon as
I
an
had the last
exhibitor.
two. Yes.
And would it help? Let's say I'm a CPC-A looking for a new job, my very first job, or maybe a new position. Would meeting you in person at HealthCon at your judge group booth help me and help you?
It would definitely have an advantage, yes, because then I can see you, I can understand what you're, and there's a lot of, you'll have me one-on-one, so you can kind of tell me things that we may not get a chance to talk about over email or text, or maybe over the phone. I can see your mannerisms, I can see how your body language is, and but that would help, but it wouldn't hurt if they didn't go. But it would definitely take an advantage because then I'd remember your face, I'd remember your name, I'd remember things about you. Maybe hey, we had something in common. We talked about this. Maybe we sat down and had lunch or breakfast together. Maybe we had a drink together. So again, it definitely is an added advantage, but it's not going to hurt if someone doesn't go.
Okay. All right. Well, Mike, as we wrap up, I mean, going back to soft skills, and we talked about
Mhm.
interviewing, and I love how you want to coach. You want to help our members be
Mhm.
successful too. And if you are a CPCA looking for that first job, maybe now's the time to focus on soft skills,
Mhm.
networking,
Yes,
interacting with people, presenting yourself in a professional way.
100%. Yeah, now's the time to do that. There's lots of tutorials online about what to expect in an interview, how to behave in an interview. Some people we work with are rusty; they haven't interviewed in a couple of years, so they kind of need to get out there. But we offer resume and interview coaching. It's all free. So I'd be more than happy to help anybody with that. But yeah, we want to make sure that the people that we're working with are prepared so they get the job. So, but
Okay.
yeah, I would definitely recommend working on your soft skills, taking a look at your resume, make sure your resume looks good. If I was hiring me, would I fight on this resume? What are some things that I'm lacking in an interview skill? What's some feedback I've received from previous people I've interviewed with or recruiters that I've worked through? How can I work on it? So yeah, take all that constructively.
Okay. All right. We're at the end of our time, Mike. You were amazing. Thanks so much for
Thank you.
sharing everything that you did. It's great to get to know you and for our
Thank.
members to get to know you. And will you keep Eric and I in the loop if new positions open up that
Oh
you
yeah.
think might be of
Oh, we are.
interest? And
Eric and
we,
I are already, and I let her know
okay,
whenever because we've hired a bunch of people already from the posting and also from the people she sent us. So I let her know that list every week. So right now I think it's over 60. Right now maybe close to 60 people that we've hired so far for these initiatives. So yeah, and every time we have a new one, I let her know right away. So her and myself are very, very, very connected on that.
all right. And maybe we can have you on another broadcast sometime.
I would love that. That'd be great.
Okay. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate your time, and thanks to all of our viewers. Thanks for watching. We hope we answered all of your questions, but get onto the Judge Group website that I posted in the chat. And if you're watching on YouTube, it's in the description. Again, this recording will live on our Facebook page, YouTube, and it's in our Facebook groups right now. So thanks very much, Mike. You have a great day.
Thanks, you too, Alex. Thank you, everybody else. Bye bye.
Bye, everybody.